In this season, we want to deal with the Tools and Manage tab in the panel of project location, as you can see on your screen, like location, coordinates, and positions, as you can see. There are tools that they are practical in the entire projects. They are required for the entire all of the activities, whether at the beginning of the projects or at the beginning of the processes, while linking your projects and other parts of the project that you need to work with them. So, as a result, you get a better control upon your model and the positions. Okay. We can use the project locations, firstly like coordinate systems. We can use them for adjusting the geographic locations for server points, project-based points, and true north and the project north that we talked about them before. That for adjusting these locations, we need to work with project locations tool. For instance, if we want to analyze the energy or casting shadows, analyzing shadows in topography side and for the building, or adjusting the sun movement or sun path, we need to uh, work with location and site for extracting and adjusting the geographic location. Or for instance, if you wanted to link some files, you need to adjust the server points in order to use shared coordinates as we talked about them while we wanted to import or link files, or for adding the dimension lines based on project base point, and also the true north and the project north, that if we wanted to adjust them, that all of these are done with project location. And the project location is always toward upward in order to have our models and the elevations in an accurate position. As you remember, we talked about True North and Project North comprehensively, and we compared them to each other, and the usages of True North and Project North. In Revit software, we got some coordinate systems that here I have created a simple model, 3D model, and then I have determined these coordinates and locations. Okay, here we got a topography and also a project. That the topography is a property of our project, and as you remember, we talked about landscape, that the property line which creates a property line in the plan view. But for now, we don't want to talk about the model site right now. But if you need to know or remember about the site lessons, I recommend you to go back and watch the related season to site, since there I have explained everything. Here, as you can see, the first one is server point. Its symbol is a triangle, which this, and a plus, a positive symbol at the center of the triangle. It shows and it enables us to use the survey system and the survey coordinates for adjusting the position of our project by the given coordinates. That you can import N or S or north or south or other coordinates to position our project in an exact position. We'll talk about them more. So it enables us to consider a shared coordinate, or we can consider a specified coordinate here in Revit, and then we can share it into other with other softwares like Civil 3D and so on. The next one is project base point. As you can see, project base point, but note that about server point, we usually set the server point at the corner of a project. For instance, this is the property line, and we have added the server point at a corner. But we set the project base point at the corner of model while the project survey point is positioned on the property line. And we use the project base point for measuring the models in relation to each other. For instance, from Annotate tab, a spot coordinate. I click there. For instance, we can set the coordinate base, project base point, in order to check the distances of the elements in relation to the base point. Watch this. This is the distances between these two elements. Then we can add a spot coordinates like this way. I click on the corners on the roof. Great. Then if I align dimension, watch this, 10,400. Let's see. Check it out, 7,000. And then, as you can see, 10,400, which is the same value, like this way, horizontally and vertically. Check it out, that I have added based on the project based on coordinates, that it can help us for adding measurements. The next one is geographic location. It enables us to determine the real world geographical location of the project that it usually used for analyzing the sound path, casting shadows, or energy analysis, and so on. Then we can open Manage tab, viewing locations, and then we can just add the project address to specify it wherever you want. Watch this, you can open the drop down list or search for your current location. Like this way, click on OK. I enable the shadows. Watch this. So the shadows are casted based on the specified location. Or if I choose another location and then we check the shadows, again, location and site. Watch this. Search. I can, for instance, click and drag and then I add it there. For example, look, the shadows are changed. Then I open the sun settings. Actually, it was set it to still. I set it to single day. Then I adjust the location from date. No, they are the same. Search and OK. Apply. Watch this. This is related to our new location. Let me set a new location for it. Search like this way. OK. Apply and so on. So the casted shadows are displayed by this way. We can analyze these shadows. So the location is related to the project address, like this way. Or for instance, I choose another location. Check it out. So this is geographic location, that this is the related symbol, but note that the symbol is not shown. Okay, you can just see the symbol at the location, not in the scene. And I just have added the symbol to show you the exact symbol. And the next option or tool is True North, which shows the real north or actual north of the project based on site, construction site. That is still, we can use this for energy analysis and also shadow analysis, and also the project north that usually is toward up So while we want to place our models on the sheets or adjust the positions, we can have our models organized, okay? Since if we want to consider the true north, we're gonna have some errors. So we usually set the project north toward up, so we can control the project position better. And we got internal origin as well, which the symbol internal origin is not movable and shows the zero coordinates, okay, or the origin point of the project. I mean, internal origin is not editable, we cannot move it, while project based point and server points can be moved. While the internal origin shows the zero coordinates of the project and it can't be customized, as you can see. And finally, for activating and deactivating these items, we can get access to them in the site plan since we got no access to them in the levels. So if you open the 2D views and then you wanted to show these points, firstly you open them, then from View tab, Visibility Graphics, and then we should search for site and just open the subcategories. Watch this, internal origin, check it out to show it, server point, and also project base point. We can show them like this way in the scene. So if you open and show these 3 points by default, you'll see that 3 of them are at the same locations, but I have changed the positions of server point and project base point in order to explain them for you. But in the following sessions, I will talk about how to move them and make changes upon them.